Cantos 79 to 81 of Book 2 of the Ramayana of Valmiki, translated by Ralph T. H. Griffith. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Om123. Canto 79. Bharat's Commands. Now, when the sun's returning ray had ushered in the 14th day, the gathered peers of state addressed to Bharat's ear their new request. Our Lord to heaven has parted hence, long served with deepest reverence. Rama the eldest, far from home, and Lakshman in the forest roam. O Prince of mighty fame, be thou our guardian and our monarch now, lest secret plot or foeman's hate assail our unprotected state. With longing eyes, O Lord of man, to thee look friend and citizen, and ready is each sacred thing to consecrate our chosen king. Come, Bharat, and accept thine own ancient hereditary throne. Thee let the priests this day install as monarch to preserve us all. Around the sacred gear he bent, his circling footsteps reverent, and formed the vows he would not break, thus to the gathered people spake. The eldest son is ever king, so rules the house from which we spring, nor should ye, lords, like men unwise, with words like these to wrong advise. Rama is eldest born, and he the ruler of the land shall be. Now to the woods will I repair, 5 years and 9 to lodge me there. Assemble straight a mighty force, cars, elephants, and foot and horse, for I will follow on his track, and bring my eldest brother back. Whatever the rites of throning need, placed on a cart the way shall lead. The sacred vessels I will take to the wild wood for Rama's sake. I over the land prince's head the sanctifying balm will shed, and bring him as the fire they bring forth from the shrine with triumphing. Nor will I let my mother's greed in this heart-cherished aim succeed. In pathless wilds will I remain, and Rama here as king shall reign. To make the rough way smooth and clear, send workmen out and pioneer. Let skilful men attend beside our way through pathless spots to guide. As thus the royal Bharat spake, ordaining all for Rama's sake, the audience gave with one accord auspicious answer to their lord. Be royal fortune aye benign to thee for this good speech of thine, who wishest still thine elder's hand to rule with kingly sway the land. Their glorious speech, their favouring cries, made his proud bosom swell, and from the prince's noble eyes the tears of rapture fell. Canto 80. The Way Prepared. All they who knew the joiner's art, or distant ground in every part, each busied in his several trade, to work machines or ply the spade. Deft workmen skilled to frame the wheel, or with the ponderous engine deal, guides of the way and craftsmen skilled to sink the well, make bricks and build. And those whose hands the tree could hew, and work with slips of cut bamboo, went forward, and to guide them they, whose eyes before had seen the way. Then onward in triumphant mood went all the mighty multitude, like the great sea whose waves leap high when the full moon is in the sky. Then in his proper duty skilled, each joined him in his several guild. And onward in advance they went, with every tool and implement. Where bush and tangled creeper lay, with trench and steel they made the way. They felled each stump, removed each stone, and many a tree was overthrown. In other spots on desert lands, tall trees were reared by busy hands. Wherever the line of road they took, they plied the hatchet, axe, and hook. Others, with all their strength applied, cast vigorous plants and shrubs aside. In shelving valleys rooted deep, and levelled every dale and steep. Each pit and hole that stopped the way, they filled with stones and mud and clay, and all the ground that rose and fell, with busy care was levelled well. They bridged ravines with ceaseless toil, and pounded fine the flinty soil. Now here, now there, to right and left, a passage through the ground they cleft. And soon the rushing flood was led, abundant through the new-cut bed, which by the running stream supplied, with ocean's boundless waters wide. In dry and thirsty spots they sank, full many well and ample tank, and altars round about them placed, to deck the station in the waste. With well-wrought plasters smoothly spread, with bloomy trees that rose overhead, with banners waving in the air, and wild birds singing here and there, with fragrant sandal-water wet, with many a flower beside it set, like the god's heavenly pathway showed, that mighty host's imperial road. Deft workmen, chosen for their skill, to do the high-souled Bharat's will, in every pleasant spot where grew trees of sweet fruit and fair to view, as he commanded, toiled to grace, with all the lights his camping place. And they who read the stars and dwell, each lucky sign and hour could tell, raised carefully the tented shade, wherein high-minded Bharat stayed, with ample space of level ground, with broad deep moat encompassed round, like Manda in his towering pride, with streets that ran from side to side, and wreathed with many a palace tall, surrounded by its noble wall, with roads by skilful workmen made, where many a glorious banner played, with stately mansions where the dove sat nestling in her court above, rising aloft supremely fair, like heavenly cars that float in air, its camp in beauty and in bliss, matched Indra's own metropolis. As shines the heaven on some fair night, with moon and constellations filled, the princess' royal road was bright, adorned by art of workmen skilled. Canto 81. The Assembly. Ere yet the dawn had ushered in, the day should see the march begin. Herald and bard, who rightly knew each nice degree of honour due, their loud auspicious voices raised, and royal Bharat blessed and praised. With sticks of gold the drum they smote, which thundered out its deafening note, blew loud the sounding shell, and blent each high and low-toned instrument. The mingled sound of drum and horn through all the air was quickly borne, and as in Bharat's ear it rang, gave the said prince another pang. Then Bharat, starting from repose, still the glad sounds that round him rose. I am not king, no more mistake, then to Shatrugna does he spake. O see what general wrongs succeed, sprung from Kaikeyi's evil deed. The king my sire has died and thrown fresh miseries on me alone. The royal bliss on duty blest, which our just high-souled father graced, wanders in doubt and sore distress, like a tossed vessel rudderless. And he who was our lordly stay roams in the forest far away, expelled by this my mother, who to duty's law is most untrue. As royal Bharat thus gave vent to bitter grief in wild lament, gazing upon his face the crowd of fitting women wept aloud. His lamentation scarce was over, when Saint Basista, skilled in law of royal duty, dear to fame, to join the great assembly came. God by disciples ever true, still nearer to the hall he drew, resplendent, heavenly to behold, adorned with wealth of gems and gold. Even so a man in duty tried draws near to meet his virtuous bride. He reached his golden seat overlaid with coverlet of rich brocade. There sat in all the Vedas read, and called the messengers and said, Go forth, let Brahman warrior peer, and every captain gather here. Let all attentive heed their throng. Go hasten, we delay too long. Shatrugna, glorious Bharat bring, the noble children of the king, Yudhajit and Sumantra all, the truthful and the virtuous call. He ended. Soon a mighty sound of thickening tumult rose around, as to the hall they bent their course, with car and elephant and horse. The people, all with glad acclaim, welcomed Prince Bharat as he came, even as they loved their king to greet, or as the gods Lord Indra meet. The vast assembly shone as fair, with Bharat's kingly face, as the sun itself were there to glorify their place. It gleamed like some unruffled lake, where monstrous hues of mould, with many a snake their pastime take, over shells, sand, gems, and gold. End of Cantos 79, 80, and 81.